The S.L. Deveraux Award for the Advancement of Women in the Engineering Profession recognizes engineers who, through their engineering and career achievements, have demonstrated noteworthy contributions for the advancement of women in the profession. This includes being recognized as a role model within the profession. Dr. Jennie P.Eng is an established academic in water treatment and a leading advocate for workplace inclusion, whose research and volunteer efforts have brought real impact to Atlantic Canada and beyond. Dr. Rand is a professor and the A.D. Foley's Chair in Engineering at the Ivan Curry School of Engineering at Acadia University, current chair of the Engineers Nova Scotia Women in Engineering Committee, and a founding member of a variety of initiatives, which she has tirelessly dedicated her time to over the course of her career. Her story begins back at Acadia University, where she did the first half of her bachelor's degree in civil engineering and then went on to complete it at Dalhousie University. After graduation, she stepped into a consulting role in Halifax, focusing on construction projects. Although a great kickstart to her career, Dr. Rand felt as though she wanted to get out and see the world and further explore her interest in the environmental side of engineering. While completing graduate work at Dalhousie, Dr. Rand received an opportunity to move to California to work on a project researching novel disinfection of water being transported 100 miles in a 90-inch aqueduct from the Sierra Nevada mountains down to the East Bay Area. This set the groundwork for Dr. Rand's love for water treatment and the water industry. Coming up to the end of her Ph.D. studies in 2006, Dr. Rand applied for a position at Acadia University, having enjoyed her international projects, but also knowing that being closer to home would bring her the most fulfillment. She began as an assistant professor, then transitioned to a tenured associate professor in 2008, and is now a full professor and adjunct at the Center for Water Resources Studies in the Civil and Resource Engineering Department at Dalhousie. In her 17 years at Acadia, Dr. Rand has conducted and worked on an impressive array of research projects, including recently being involved in a province-wide investigation into the presence of SARS-CoV-2 in wastewater, the virus that causes COVID-19, as part of the Center for Water Resource Studies. The water industry is such an amazing community, especially in Atlantic Canada, she says. The researchers, the consultants, the associations, the suppliers, they're all a really great group of people to work with, and I'm very fortunate to have been involved for so long. Dr. Rand has volunteered with the Atlantic Canada Water and Wastewater Association throughout her career and served as the chair for the 2019 to 2020 term. During this time, she worked to establish the Inclusion, Diversity, and Equity Committee for the association, helping to create terms of reference and develop policy statements. She also initiated a research project in partnership with Acadia University to analyze gaps and to determine actionable items for the association and the water industry to diversify their workforce. This was a memorable project for her as it combined two of her passions into a multidisciplinary research project with results and recommendations disseminated through reports, published papers, and presentations across North America. Inclusion and representation in the workplace are the drivers of Dr. Rand's advocacy ventures. She developed the Mentor in the School of Engineering program at Acadia, a peer mentoring and social group which pairs second and third year women engineering students with incoming students to engage them in the program and help manage their transition to university life. Throughout the academic year, the group participates in skill building sessions and outreach activities, welcomes guest speakers, and hosts social events and fun activities. I recognize that I had a role to play in advocating for our students as a female professor in engineering at Acadia, and now that has grown to all women in engineering through my time with the Engineers Nova Scotia Women in Engineering Committee, Dr. Rand says. I want to help create a supportive network and encourage both students and members to be happy in their work. For her prevailing curiosity, tenacity, and intelligent approach to problem solving, Dr. Jennie P.Eng is the recipient of the 2023's Deveraux Award for the Advancement of Women in the Engineering Profession.